Hey guys, table for one, dinner for two here. Now I know when you're looking to eat healthy, you don't really come here. But today I have a beautiful, beautiful summer pasta I'm going to make with a bunch of a bountiful of Jersey fresh produce. We have regular old grape tomatoes, these sweet orange tomatoes, Jersey asparagus, yellow squash, Jersey white eggplant, and there's of course a nice fat Jersey tomato. All right, and then we're going to use a little red onion. I think that type onion is going to go best with it. I'm going to deglaze it with some Riesling. We're going to go on the sweet side. Just try something different, okay? We have shrimp, just basic shrimp. If you want bigger shrimp, go for it, whatever. I'm going to brown the shrimp first, right? Then to get some flavors in the pan, cook all my vegetables, deglaze it with the wine. Cook these little flour type things, campanella, something to try, something new. Take a little bit of that pasta water in there. That's how I'm going to make my sauce. These tomatoes are going to burst and thicken the sauce. Here's just some corn, because Jersey corn is the best. We won't have it tonight, but that'll be tomorrow. It just makes the picture look better, to be honest with you. And I have it with a nice little, my favorite Malbec out right now, just to add something to the meal, okay? Well, I'm going to chop all this up, get it in the saute pan, get it going. Thanks for joining me. Table for one, dinner for two. We always want to cook our spices first. Okay? Let them cook up a little bit, release those oils. A little crushed red pepper, oregano, parsley. We're going to brown our shrimp first, not cooking them all the way through because we're going to put it back into the sauce. We're going to let this oil get nice and hot. And as we're doing it, we also have our pasta water boiling, which will add a lot of salt in there to make the pasta have flavor too. You got to season every step of the way. Test one. Sear's not enough. Okay? As we're waiting, we have all of our chopped vegetables ready to go. We have our garlic, lemon, right, to finish it off. And I'm going to get some basil from the backyard to really put it in and bring it all together. At the very, very end, you don't want the wilt. There we go. There's that sizzle we need. So we're going to get our shrimp in there. Season. Salt, pepper. I just like to take a little bit of the onion now to cook with the shrimp to add the flavor. All right. Make sure the onion doesn't burn. These shrimp will go quickly. These shrimp will go really quickly. So you just want to get it start to get pink throughout. You'll see the color change. Always when you're boiling water, if your water takes long to boil, you probably don't have your lid on, right? Have it all the way on high, have the lid on. Add the salt right before you put the pasta in there. Okay? In this dish, it's a quick cooking dish, so you want to have the pasta ready to go. By the time this is all together, this water will be boiling. You throw your pasta in. Same with the onion. Right at the end, you want to tap some garlic in there. Right? Don't burn the garlic, just to get it with the shrimp. Make sure you get it all out when you reserve your shrimp till the end. Because the shrimp will finish in the sauce. There is no real recipe for this. You can use any vegetables you want. I just walked around the farmer's market. That yellow squash looked awesome opposed to green. And the white eggplant, I haven't tried it before, so I'm going to do that. It's a softer, like there's a little more give in this than the squash. Squash is a little firmer, so I'll put the squash in first before I put the eggplant. That eggplant is really going to soak up the juices as well. Okay? Now I think that's good enough brown on these shrimp. Because again, I'm going to finish it in the sauce. Once the sauce gets going, I'm going to put these in, finish it through. You don't want it to be too tough and rubbery. So make sure you have another place to reserve it. Okay. I forgot to add the garlic. So you just put a little garlic. In with them there. And we'll be good. More olive oil. Turn down the heat a little bit because we're not looking for that big sear. Have our onions in there. And our yellow summer squash. Make sure it gets all coated. Pepper, salt, oregano. Not too much. My wife doesn't like it. I like it, so I sneak it in there all the time. She's not a fan. Parsley, a little there. Get some in your hands to break up those oils. Onion powder, garlic powder, another tab of crushed red pepper flakes. Let's get this going some. Make sure it all coats. And then next I will do my asparagus. Asparagus has some body to it too, so it can hold up for a longer cooking time. Okay? You're going to let this go, right? My water's starting to boil. I'm going to go grab my pasta real quick. We have so many vegetables in this dish, you don't need a ton of pasta. So I would probably cut it in half or even less than half of your normal serving size for pasta because this is mostly a vegetable dish. You want a little pasta in there just for hardiness and to let you know you're eating an Italian style dish. Now I'm going to throw in some of my whole tomatoes because they're going to take a little bit longer to cook because we really want them to burst the rest of my onion. I had that little leftover beefsteak tomato. Throw it in there. Why not? It's going to be delicious. Okay. And my white eggplant. Fumble. Oh well. Season again. Season throughout. Make sure you're putting enough salt, but don't go nuts with it. Pepper. And I've learned you only need that one coating of red pepper flakes because that just gets to be too much for some people. If some people like it spicy, they can add it at the end. We're going to let this cook some, right? Let it cook down. The tomatoes will start to burst. Once they start to burst, right, I'll deglaze it with the white wine, the Riesling I have right over here. Add the tomato halves. And then we're going to be beginning our sauce. Cover it for a little bit. We're starting to get a boil here. Turn that down some so you don't burn anything. Getting a little boil, so get your salt in here. This is your time to season, to flavor your pasta. You'll see some of these are starting to split. Some of these tomatoes start to split, and that's what we want. We want those tomatoes to split and burst and really thicken this sauce up. I think it's going to be time. Fresh spoon, not going to cross-contaminate, for garlic. Now we like a lot of garlic in my household, so I'm almost at a full spoon of it, kitchen spoon of it. Time for the Riesling. So I always like to add sugar to my tomatoes, especially when I'm making pasta sauce. But there's no sugar needed when we're using some sweet Riesling. And some black pepper, seasoned out. Cook this down, let the alcohol cook out. Once that alcohol is cooked out, it reduces down. We're going to add the other tomatoes, squeeze the lemon juice, add the shrimp back in. The pasta will be boiled. Throw that right in, toss it, and you have a beautiful summer pasta dish. See these little like flowery type things? It makes you feel like summer, like you're doing something special. It's just pasta in a different shape. That should be more than enough pasta. Make sure they're not sticking. Hey, it's all different. You read the box, that's what it's there for. How long we got? 10 minutes, al dente. Hit your kitchen timer. I'm at 9 minutes because I started a little bit before. There we go. It's reducing down, it's really bubbling now. I'll just go in and I'll crush some of these tomatoes that are ready to go to get that pectin in there and really thicken this sauce up. These sweet yellows are really crushing. The reds are taking a little bit longer to get, but they will get there and they will pop, and it's just going to be flavor on flavor on flavor. Throw my halves in there. I'm just going to do a little squeeze of lemon to start. Just to get that lemon flavor throughout. See, everything's softening up right now. There we go. So able to crush one of those reds. Find the smaller ones, start crushing them up. There we go. That's the daddy. Good. Just want to let this cook a little bit, continue to reduce. No colander needed for your pasta because we want to spoon it right in because all that good pasta water in there is really going to add to the dish. I just add some more tomatoes, so I want a little bit more salt and a little bit more pepper. Season throughout. I'm going to turn this heat down because I don't like that boil. It's going too much of a boil for me. And a little bit of oregano right there because that's what I like. Get this in a slow simmer. Add my shrimp because remember it was not fully cooked. What I like to do is I like to just get a little bit of this liquid back in, swish it around, clear it out. And I'll definitely do that with my pasta water. Make sure your shrimp are in. Cover it with a little spot for the vent to come, the air to come out, steam to come out. Let that cook. About 5 minutes, 6 minutes, pasta will be done. Add it in there. I'll show you the finished product later. Thanks for joining me. Table for one, dinner for two, healthy version. Now we're going to take this pasta, add it to the sauce. I took it out maybe a half minute, 45 seconds early, because it will continue to cook in the pasta. Get all that out. There's some good flavor in here. Put in there, really loosen it up. And I'm going to keep this reserved just in case we need to loosen it some more. Mix it in. Oh, there you go. Look at all that. The colors, the red, the yellow, the orange, the green, and then when we put the basil to end it, this is a meal. Just leave this here to really marry the flavors. I'm going to chop up some basil, sprinkle it over top. It's going to be time to eat. Table for one, dinner for two.